Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. My friends, these days it feels like Disney is a sinking ship. We all know the story, don't we? A once mighty seafaring luxury liner with a reputation for being unsinkable runs into a massive obstruction in the water, and suddenly that unsinkable reputation itself sinks, along with the ship. No, I'm not talking about the plot for Titanic. I'm talking about the Walt Disney Company, my friends. Disney, to my way of thinking, is a clumsy ocean liner trying to navigate its way through a massive field of icebergs. It seems no matter where they turn, there's another iceberg looking to sink them. But here's the twist, folks. Most of these icebergs were manufactured by the ship itself. Disney is an iceberg factory these days, cranking out financial and cultural blunders that are now converging on the ship and threatening to capsize the entire enterprise. And I don't see a lot of lifeboats on the deck. Funny thing is, rats, despite having tiny brains, are very intelligent creatures. Somehow they tend to know when things are going bad, and when a boat starts sinking or is set on fire, these rats deep in the holds come pouring out and jump off the ship before it sinks, preferring to swim for it rather than go spiraling down to the bottom with the rest of the boat. And so I can't help but wonder about the latest news out of Disney. Disney VP and CFO Christine McCarthy has jumped off the Disney ship, citing family medical leave as the cause. But did she jump, or was she pushed? My friends, this is a time of great calamity and chaos at Disney. I've said it many times, I don't think there's been a more perilous chapter in Disney's history than they're facing now. And in light of all these icebergs surrounding them, and in light of all these challenges, this video will discuss that question. Did the chief financial officer for Disney run away because she knows the ship is going down and she doesn't want to catch blame for it? Or was she pushed out by Iger and the board because they found some serious financial irregularities, perhaps even linked to the FTX cryptocurrency financial crisis, and McCarthy is going to be the fall gal moving forward?
Well, of course, there's the third obvious alternative, that McCarthy really is dealing with a family health emergency and she needed to spend more time at home. I mean, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, no?
This is true, Harvey Cthulhu, but here's the thing. The timing is very suspicious for reasons I'll reveal in a few minutes. I received a tip from a walk-in source about 2 weeks ago that very well may shed some light on this matter, and I will reveal that tip here in just a few minutes, but before I do, let's look at what the trades are saying and outline the basic facts, or at least the basic narrative being laid out in the mainstream media. Deadline posted an article yesterday titled, "Disney CFO Christine McCarthy stepping down for family medical leave. Company vet Kevin Lansbury named interim replacement." In this article, they lay out the basics. Quote, Christine McCarthy, a significant figure in Disney's senior management team in recent years, is stepping down and taking a medical leave of absence from the company. Veteran Disney executive Kevin Lansbury, EVP and CFO of Disney Parks Experiences and Products, will serve as the company's interim CFO effective July 1st, CEO Bob Iger announced. The change in the executive suite comes as Disney is completing a significant round of cutbacks, with 7,000 employees being laid off as the company pursues a goal of $5.5 billion in cost savings. McCarthy has also been overseeing the management of expenses for the company's streaming operations. Streaming has drawn increased scrutiny by Wall Street in recent months, with the company conceding it had been overly aggressive in its efforts in 2020 and 2021 to reach global scale and compete more directly with Netflix. Nearly a year ago, McCarthy expressed her concerns to the company's board of directors about missteps by former CEO Bob Chapek, including his aggressive streaming subscriber targets. In November 2022, Chapek was ousted and Iger returned to the corner office for his second stint running the company. Iger has a 2-year deal and is working with the board committee to identify his potential successor, unquote.
I find it rather amusing that Ms. McCarthy was instrumental in ousting Bob Chapek with zero fanfare and an almost German variety of ruthless efficiency. She showed him zero consideration, and now she's out. What goes around comes around, eh? But what do you think about the narrative they're trying to weave here? Seem fishy to you, Doomcock?
Smells like cold Cape Cod is on the menu for today, Skull of Calderon. Now, there is some proof that McCarthy does have a medical situation at home, but there's nothing to indicate any sudden changes that would prompt such a drastic move as this. We'll get to that in a moment. But yes, I find this narrative hilarious and about as plausible as an 80-year-old man jumping around in a tuk-tuk chase. Look how they're trying to spin this. Chapek was fired as CEO because he had aggressive streaming subscriber targets? Are you kidding me? They allude to it indirectly several times in this article, like Mr. Subliminal on the old SNL sketch, where Kevin Nealon, funny guy, would slip subliminal ideas into his speeches, contradicting what he was saying aloud. My friends, you don't fire a CEO for being overly ambitious. Not suddenly over the course of a Friday with no prep or notification to that CEO while he's on vacation, with no face-saving farewell victory lap. That's bullshit, people. That's pure bullshit. And this BS woven through this and other articles really makes me suspicious that there's more going on here than meets the eye. At this point, I must state that what I'm about to share with you is speculation and or information provided to me by sources claiming knowledge of the situation at Disney. But since I cannot verify any of this, I'm presenting it as speculation or unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. So, my friend Cameron Pasha and I have had discussions speculating that Chapek had discovered some financial irregularities, possibly related to financial losses associated with the collapse of the cryptocurrency market FTX, losses that left a huge hole in Disney's pockets and have to be covered up according to this speculative scenario. My Hollywood spies have also told me that Chapek was ousted because he was using some knowledge or threat to try and force the board to give his ally Nelson Peltz a seat on the Disney board. It was a kind of power grab that had to be dealt with swiftly and severely to shield the board from this move. These are all scenarios we've speculated on, but Ms. McCarthy's departure from her CFO post also lends itself to speculation. If Chapek was shown the door because he uncovered some potentially incriminating financial problems of this variety, is it possible that Ms. McCarthy's departure is related to these same financial issues? Back on June 7th, I received the following tip from a walk-in source, and as always, take any walk-in source with an extra dose of salt. Quote, buzz in the Big Four pipeline is that PwC has been dispatched to assist at Disney. Long-term relationship there. Likely it's a workaround, Disney's history of crap internal auditing standards. Nothing special, it's pretty much expected. However, they are also quietly doing evaluation on Lucasfilm and other Disney holdings. I don't have specifics, just that Lucasfilm was a recent surprise, unquote. At this point, this source tells me how they came by this information, but I'm omitting this part to protect the sources involved, but trust me, it's a case of someone saying a little too much over an unguarded moment. The source states regarding the accounting help going on with PwC at Disney, quote, I caught him saying more than intended over drinks last weekend. At the time, I didn't catch on. I assumed it was determining liquidity for the Hulu thing. It kind of fell into place when I saw your Lucas buying Lucasfilm video. I know rumor, grain of salt, but preponderance of evidence is still a thing, unquote.
So this source supports you on the videos you've done recently, saying there's an offer on the table for Lucasfilm. Very interesting.
Indeed, Harvey. This walk-in source confirms info from my Hollywood spies that a massive offer from an extremely wealthy individual is on the table to buy Lucasfilm. But even more to the point today, This source confirms that essentially Disney has unleashed an army of financial experts to examine Disney's books, and it raises the question, did they uncover some financial problems that prompted McCarthy's departure? Did she leave because she didn't want this pinned on her, or was she forced out because she's the scapegoat and they're going to pin this shit on her? Interesting questions, my friends, and I will leave you with this. According to Deadline, quote, no details about the medical leave were given in the official announcement. Reports later emerged that McCarthy's husband has been ill, though it also appeared that no specific health-related incident prompted her leave. Instead, the motivating factor appeared to be differences of opinion between McCarthy and some colleagues, unquote. So these are the reported facts, the speculations, and the rumors associated with this latest development, submitted for your approval in the Disney Zone. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.